since I've discovered you, I've really been in a way where, like in my business, I just attract it. And so people say to me, well, but what's your plan? Because I do well. And so they say, well, what's your marketing plan, or how do you do it? And I'm somewhat embarrassed to say, well, I don't have a plan.
Embarrassed because?
Because I should.
Because you're not, because you need more justification for your success to satisfy those who need to justify success?
Yeah, and it's a little bit like I come from the corporate world, and so, and what I do is...
We're from heaven.
But so I come from the corporate world, and I'm an executive coach, so I'm coaching executives, and I know, you should have kind of plans and strategies and all of that. So if you ask me about my business, it's I don't. And how I build my business is, well, I attract it, and so for a while this was like this is odd, right? But it's odd, yet it works. And so what I decided is I need a practice, some kind of practice. And ultimately what I did is I began an attraction journal where I would record every time I'd get an email, or the phone would ring, or someone would refer somebody, introduce me to somebody that would relate to business, so that I could notice and appreciate every one of those things.
The key to the success of that process that you've discovered is in the appreciation. It's because in the appreciation, you're acknowledging the vibrational resonance, the vibrational integrity of what you're doing. So that's a key part. In other words, just keeping the journal in a sort of attitude of justification would actually backfire.
Got it.
But as you are noting and in your noticing and in your recording and in your appreciating, appreciation is the most important part, you are actually practicing the vibration of success. So when someone says to you, well, what's your strategy? You say, well, success comes to all of us. I'm just good at noticing it. And when I see it, even if it is a small version of a bigger picture that I'm wanting, I notice it and I practice the feeling of appreciation within it. And then I'm noticing, you could say, that law of attraction, if they're ready for those words. If not, you could use the word momentum, that there is a momentum that responds to whatever I'm feeling. So if I'm focusing with appreciation on something that feels good to me, it always becomes more. You could say, if they want a label of who you are, what do you do? What is your strategy? What is your plan? You could say, I'm intuitive. My strategy is to not get in my own way. My strategy is to sniff out or feel my way to the path of least resistance. Because before, when I was justifying my life, when I was more determined and efforting, I got tired because I realized I was bucking my own current. So I've stopped bucking my own current, and I'm now intuitively following the path of least resistance. It feels to me that somehow there's a path that is not laid out for me, but laid out for me by me. I have this plan. And you could say to them, you might laugh, but this is my plan. And this is the extent of my plan. When I feel really, really good all the time. And I figured out how to do that with focus. And so that's my strategy. Now, some aren't ready for it, but those who are ready for it will discover a resonance, the same resonance that you're discovering. There's a leverage in alignment that just doesn't come in any other way. And you just can't get around it. Oh, you can move a lot of things around. You can work hard, you can have plans, you can go through the motions of things. But the majority of processes that people are applying as they're going through the motions in order to justify the good that's already come or the good that they're wanting to come causes them to practice a frequency that actually throws things on their path of least resistance and slows things down.